Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the biggest blow to those claiming intolerance reigns supreme in India. Demolishing the opposition's line of argument, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh gave his stamp of approval, saying that India continues to be a pluralistic country. He asserted that it is this pluralism that serves as the unique distinction which makes India home to almost every faith in the world. His statement has busted the lies which have been peddled by the left Lutyens lobby so dear to the Congress party ever since the NDA government has come to power, especially Congress Member of Parliament Mr. Rahul Gandhi. But the captain has set the record straight. Listen in to Captain Amrinder Singh.
India continues to be a pluralistic country which has the unique distinction of being home to almost every faith in the world. This is what gives India its richness and cultural diversity. The slogan that we often hear and talk about, unity in diversity, is not a hollow or empty slogan.
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi has always been silent when Congress went on an overdrive to appease, thereby promoting intolerance. Ahead of the 2017 Madhya Pradesh polls, Congress said Rahul is a Janeudhari Brahmin, but it expelled 7 NSUI workers for posting Jai Shri Ram on the party's official platform in June this year. Rahul Gandhi, ahead of 2017 Gujarat elections, claimed that he's a devotee of Lord Shiva. But the same Congress party punished its MLAs if they indulge or organize pujas, and that has been stated by Rakesh Sinha, UP Congress MLA. This has been said by him, not us. Isn't this intolerance, Mr. Rahul Gandhi? The BJP has hailed Captain Amrinder Singh's stamp of approval as a validation for the government, and that the captain has demolished Mr. Rahul Gandhi's own bogey of intolerance and the theory that communities are living in fear. And that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Is the fascist narrative peddled by the Congress party motivated? That's the question and the debate. Captain certifies Sabka Saath. That's the hashtag and the debate on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining Dr. Rakesh Sinha, Member of Parliament, and Shehzad Poonawalla is Arshpreet Khadiyal, spokesperson of the Congress party and advocate in the Supreme Court, Kapil Madan, lawyer. But Shehzad Poonawalla, why do you think Captain Amrinder Singh's statement today is so significant? Given the fact that he was making this statement not based on any political reaction to a question. He was just stating what has been obvious about India, not today, not yesterday, but for the last 75 or 74 years that India has been independent.
Navika, before I begin, I want to observe 10 seconds of silence for the Islamophobia and dar ka mahol. You get my point, lobby? Because last 2 days they have got 2 double झटकास. कल उनको नसीरुद्दीन शाह ने झटका दे दिया और आज बचा कुचा जो भी संभले हुए थे तो आज पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री ने एक और झटका दे दिया कि इस देश में इस्लामोफोबिया नहीं है, डर का माहौल भी नहीं है. बट दीज पीपल ऑलरेडी न्यू इट. देखिए नाविका, दीज पीपल आर सच हिपोक्रिट्स. ये कल तक कह रहे थे मुसलमानों का जीना हराम है और फिर कहते थे कि अफगानिस्तान से भी मुसलमान मंगवा लो, यहां पर लटकते हुए आए तो यहीं पर पनाह दे दो. These people were only trying to use the Islamophobia card to actually polarize and play vote bank politics, and Rahul Gandhi is the master in chief of this. But guess what? Captain Amrinder Singh is a man who has always stood for the country, whether it is Jallianwala Bagh issue or whether it is this issue. I don't think he thinks very highly of Rahul Gandhi. And for Arshdeep and his supporters, here is a lifetime supply card of Islamophobia. ये Islamophobia का कार्ड इस्तेमाल करे, आगे काम आएगा.
Arshdeep, you know, Captain Amrinder Singh always says it as it is. And he doesn't see any Islamophobia. He doesn't see any danger to the pluralism that exists in the Indian culture, in the Indian society. Do you think the narrative that the Congress party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi continue to try and resurrect time after time after time is a misplaced, narrative that he does?
Well, I think, am I audible? Am I clearly audible?
Absolutely. From here
Right.
till Rahul Gandhi's house, and from your place to Captain Amrinder Singh, you're audible all the way.
I hope it's to Mr. Modi's house as well and to all the BJP members.
Absolutely.
Just anyway, without an iota of doubt, I think whatever was said was in a different context. Nobody, especially Mr. Captain, hasn't ever validated whatever the government has been doing with India or about India. Because it's as clear as a glass of moonshine.
Jallianwala Bagh
which were raised at the Jantar Mantar. Please understand. You did not even have the courtesy to remain silent for 10 seconds after you asked for it. मेरे time में तो kindly silent रह लीजिए. Therefore, Jantar Mantar पे there were slogans raised against Muslims.
राहुल गांधी को
There were slogans raised
उन्होंने राहुल गांधी को बार-बार इनवैलिडेट किया है.
And those slogans were, अगर हिंदुस्तान में रहना है तो जय श्री राम कहना है. These kind of slogans were raised very recently. The ex-chief spokesperson
Never mind, but there were slogans that were raised in JNU. There were slogans that were raised in JNU which said, "हम लेके रहेंगे आजादी."
Do two wrongs make a right.
अफसल तेरे कातिल हैं. तेरे कातिल जिंदा हैं. हम तेरे शर्मिंदा हैं. Those slogans were also raised.
Does vigilantism happen or not is my question. Does vigilantism happen or not is my question. And Muslims being beaten up to death is my question.
But did vigilantism not happen? Did vigilantism not happen in the past? Has it begun to happen only now? I want to ask Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, there are incidents of crime. They happened in 1947. They happened in 1967. They happened in 1997. They happened in 1987. They've happened from time to time to time. Let's get a perspective here. And when Mr. Arshdeep says that he is talking about a context in which Captain was speaking, whatever be the context, the Captain said that India is a pluralistic society, and he spoke in the present tense. And he said, we give shelter to people of all faiths. Did he say that or not? Do you agree with him or not?
So Navika, let me tell you one thing, that treating everyone one is the spirit of the Constitution. And let me also tell you, treating everyone is the spirit of Sikhism also. And treating everyone is the spirit of Hinduism also. Now let me give you a quote. Swami Vivekananda in 1983 quoted Gita. And you know what he said while quoting Gita? He said, whoever comes to me through whatsoever form, I reach him. And within the same speech, he admonished people indulging in bigotry and fanaticism. Now, where we are, and let me tell you one thing, Navika, way of seeing is also a way of non-seeing. Please hold on, Mr. Poonawala. Please hold on. You will not see what is happening in Jantar Mantar, which my learned friend.
What happened? No. What happened in Jantar Mantar was wrong. What happened in Jantar Mantar was wrong. But while you condemn that, why did you forget? And why did Mr. Rahul Gandhi forget to condemn what happened in JNU a few years ago? And that is where the double speak really comes from, Dr. Rakesh Sinha. Isn't that the double speak? Jantar Mantar इनको याद रहता है, JNU याद नहीं रहता. क्यों?
देखिए, पहले तो मैं बताऊं कि कैप्टन अमरिंदर सिंह हैज resurrected the 1950s and 60s politics of the Congress party. Despite my differences with Captain Amrinder Singh, he belongs to the Congress party. So he said something which can be interpreted that our ideological differences does not devalue the cultural inheritance of India. That we are the people who have different sects, innumerable sects. And you know, as far as Islam is concerned, all 72 streams, all 72 sects of Islam are present only in India. All over the world, all 72 sects of Islam are only present in India. You know, in 1931, there were 1,31,000 Parsis in this country. Nobody converted them. We don't believe in conversion. That's why you were quoting Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda, if he wanted to convert thousands of Europeans, he would have converted, but he had not converted. Our question is that when Captain Amrinder Singh says something, He becomes an isolated exceptional case because the Congress party, mainstream Congress party, feels that there is no pluralism, there is a fascism. Because for the Congress party, the politics of appeasement, politics of polarization and anti-Hindu
absolutely
is the core for the
politics of appeasement. Politics, just plain politics, makes the Congress party just so edgy when Captain Amrinder Singh says what is true about India. Forget the BJP, forget the Congress party, forget the opposition, forget government. Above everything is a country called India, and India always stands for these values, the values of pluralism and the values that make India a very, very caring country and a caring society. And India continues to be that, with its heart in its right place. So why, for the sake of politics, do we make so many charges against each other? And when somebody speaks the truth, we begin to bring in riders and context. Theek kaha Captain Amrinder Singh. India will always be a pluralistic society where every faith will have the same respect and the same freedom. Why can't we just accept this as a given? Why find fault? Why say it has finished now, it was there earlier? And that is the problem in the narrow political thinking that we see in the current time. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on this debate number 2. Day after the biggest Pakistan proxy Saeed Ali Shah Gilani died, it seems business as usual in Jammu and Kashmir. There were no takers for call for lockdown ordered by Pakistan proxies. Thousands participated in Muharram procession in Narbal and Patan in the Baramulla region. In fact, they did not fall into the trap set up by Pakistan. For them, Saeed Ali Shah Gilani was always Pakistan's man, and it is business as usual in Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the News Hour. Good night. I'll see you on Monday. Be safe. COVID numbers rising, and we need to take care of our own COVID appropriate behavior.